What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. Didn't make a video yesterday. I had a lot of technical issues with sound and video. Still, I've gotten another computer, so I'm still trying to dial it in a little bit, and it's just the process that I got to work through a little bit. Anyway, yesterday, one of the things I was wanting to talk about, there's several things now, of course, was about what's going on above our heads and what we're not really seeing too much of. And it is the satellite wars, as I like to term it. Just a few days ago, Starlink, Elon Musk, announced that they lost contact with one of their satellites, and it was going to anyway, it made contact with another one and it broke up. Of course, now we got a debris field that could possibly come down on Earth here. Of course, it will eventually. But they also said that there was an outgassing of the satellite, and it caused this malfunction and caused it to crash into another satellite. I think that's what they said. Now, don't take me verbatim for my word on it. I don't remember right sometimes. But anyway, just at the same day, there was a spy satellite from Spain that made contact, and it was destroyed. They lost contact with it, and it broke up, and it's coming down eventually. This one satellite in Spain weighed 5,000 pounds, 2.5 tons. 6,000 pounds, 3 tons, about the size of a SUV or whatever. That's about how much weight it is, and that's pretty big. That's the problem, guys. Anna checked for me and everything and found out that there was around 13,000 active satellites in orbit around us. All told together, there's around 30,000 satellites around us that we know of. Now, of these, 17,000 satellites are active right now. Of the 17,000, 9,000, a little over 9,000 of those is owned by Starlink and Elon Musk. Therefore, basically, all the active satellites revolving around Earth, Elon Musk owns. The contact has caused a rethinking of their orbit, and they plan on dropping the orbit by several feet, 500,000 feet or something like that. So maybe 3,000, something like that. Anyway, they're going to drop the orbit down quite a bit out of this one line of all these other satellites, these communications and spies and GPS, etc., and all the other stuff where they're up there. And they think that this is going to be a problem. This has become aware since the 80s, I think it was, maybe early 90s, that they developed a name for it, and it's called the Kessler effect, or the Kessler cascading effect, where the satellites start banging into each other, and it causes a catastrophic fallout of satellites around our planet. And this would rain fire and hailstone and brimstone, or whatever you want to call it, down on the planet. Chunks of these things could land anywhere on the planet, in your home, in your car, at work, at McDonald's. We've already seen trails of this several places in other countries. They're not covered too well, but there's a big giant, like 12 or 14 foot round ring geared cog that came down in Africa somewhere. And, this was from a satellite collision. The thing is, guys, that during this last year, Starlink, I keep saying Elon Musk, but it's Starlink, had to make 80,000 corrective maneuvers to keep it from crashing into other satellites. 80,000 in 1 year, guys. That's one every 2 minutes that they had to make adjustments to their course to keep it from making collisions. That's a little too close from comfort. How many adjustments do you need to make every day when you're driving, right? So this is getting to be a problem, guys, a big problem, and this will cause the cascade effect of the Kessler event effect and everything that would cause these satellites to start banging into, because once one bangs into another, or at least as a debris trail, and from their other satellite, they can't track it, so these other satellites will come into it, and of course cause a collision, and therefore more fallout. And of course, then soon our whole atmosphere above our heads will be filled with junk, broken pieces of machinery falling down anywhere they want to at 17,500 miles an hour or thereabouts. That is a dangerous situation, guys, and there's no plan now on what to do about this, how to correct this, how to stop this from happening, because they're up there and nobody's wanting to take them down. So we're reaching a catastrophic event situation with the satellites. Of course, now this could be caused by other things. we'll go into other stuff about this, about what's going on outside of our atmosphere, in our solar system, and just outside of our solar system. But that's another conversation. But right now, guys, we got this satellite war possibility that they are purposely crashing satellites into each other. We have a treaty about this, not to do this with other nations and everything like that and other companies, but private companies can do whatever they want to without too much regard to national or international laws, especially in space. So, guys, we need to be aware of this, that they're getting ready to do this and start dropping satellites like you do golf balls at the golf course. So that's something right there. Back several years ago, I'm going to step back a little bit here. In 2019, actually 2018, myself and a few other people started tracking outbreaks of diseases coming out of Africa, especially the DRC. One of the last things I tracked before everything started getting crazy was that there was a shipment of pigs coming out of DRC that went to China, and that was in early part of 2019. They didn't know about this infection. They called it swine Ebola or swine flu. They wasn't sure exactly, but they didn't detect it till after it got to China. Well, a few months later, we had the C virus breakout all over the world, even in the meat supplies, possibility that it was shipped here and there and everything. So there's no telling exactly, but that is the beginning, I do believe, and several of us confirmed that is the beginning of the C virus outbreak in 2019 and 2020. In 2020, guys, I was on here telling everybody this before my channel got took down. I was telling everybody that what was going around is just a fancy name, another fancy name for the flu. Even Dr. Fauci had come out and said, even before in 2015, that it was another form of the flu. And people would have to get annual vaccines, multiple annual vaccines every year to combat this new form of the flu. And the fact is that he worked upon studies and creation of this in different laboratories around the world. Is no pause for no need for pausing, but people should be held accountable for this. This was a pandemic, as everybody said. And of course, the roots can be traced back from somewhere in the DRC, where Gates, United States, other countries has secret laboratories, biological laboratories. So right there is where it started, guys. And it's just as a matter of fact, for one more note, that's where AIDS started. So, guys, we need to go back to where it started from, and whoever is responsible for it, it came out of the DRC in Africa. So just a little thing there, the guys, that, we've got this flu outbreak now. And everybody's talking about this big bad flu. Nobody hears about the C virus anymore. Not too much, but you might need to take a inoculation for it. But it's not mandatory like it used to be. But they want you to go ahead and take that flu vaccine. It's the same thing, guys. Same thing. So that's kind of big right there, guys. We need to pay attention to this. That's where it started, and that's how it started, and that's why we got this going on. Got my notes here, guys. I'm talking about a bit note since I'm talking about a while back. At one time, guys, before my first channel got taken down, or my second channel got taken down, I was doing a lot of stuff about holographic imagery, skies, the placement of the stars, and all kinds of information. We had some really good videos, had a lot of good stuff going on. I was being seen. This one of the first YouTubers, one of the first few YouTubers ever to be seen in 181 of the 190 countries that had YouTube videos available in them. People could watch them. And that was an astounding feat for me, of course, because of that, or because community standards or whatever, my channel got taken down eventually. And then it got taken down again. Like I said, this right now is my fourth YouTube channel trying to do the same thing. Basically the same name and everything like that. But guys, they come after me hard all the time, and they delete my channel, take my videos, all this other stuff like you wouldn't believe and everything. And it's all because I want to tell you and make everybody else aware of what the truth is, or what the possibility is of the truth. Because one thing we know for damn sure, they lie. So that's my point right there, guys, is that I've been at this for 10 years. I've been hammered at by just that or the other organization or whatever. Gang stalked the whole 9 yards, but I'm still here. I don't get many viewers, it seems like, but that's the way it is. But I want to say this right now, guys. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment what you think about my videos, what you think topics I could cover, and everything like that, and I'll see what I can do about it. All right, I mean, that's a lot of stuff. Please like, subscribe, and share. I do appreciate that. You know, I'll go ahead and give y'all a little reinforcement. There we go. So y'all know that I'm really serious. I want y'all's comments. I want y'all's thoughts on what I say and everything. That's about it right there. The other thing, guys, I want to talk about right now is since Maduro got taken in and everything, we've seen a lot of pictures, and Anna pointed this out yesterday and earlier today, that since he got picked up in the helicopter and excavated from the state, whatever you want to call it, he has won since from the time he left Gitmo, the time he landed in the United States, and the time he made it to the jail. He was in 4 different suits. He was doing the peace sign, thumbs up, and smiling, saying Happy New Year or whatever else, and getting have a nice night and stuff like that, being all kinds of pleasant and everything, which is kind of odd from somebody that's been taken out of their country by force. You know, anybody taken prisoner would not be all jolly and happy and everything like that. So it comes to find out, you know, think about it, guys. If we get in and start looking close, we don't have no really good photos of Maduro, too much to go about. But I think we need to reconsider about photo editing, photoshopping, whatever you call it, and AI imagery, that perhaps Maduro has already died. And that's why they're not giving him much public air. This is very unusual, in my opinion, that this is going on. No press is allowed. I mean, it is basically, guys, are we seeing an imposter? We know they can do it. We know they have done it, and we know they will do it. So is Maduro dead? So that's a big question I want to bring up right there, guys. It's just, you know, I got questions, all right? And that's one of the things I want to do is make sure everybody understands that you need to, just like I do, question everything, including myself. You know, y'all want to, you know, dispute me, fine. I'm not going by facts, except what I'm reading, what I'm seeing, what I'm noticing, all right? So that's the way I am. And right now, guys, I'm going to show, I don't have the image handy. I'll do it on my thumbnail, but right now I see the world being divided up between 3 superpowers. There's going to be the United States and the American alliance, the Russian Federation, and the Asian alliance. And if you don't see what I'm seeing right now, guys, with the moves Trump is making, he wants to take the land from the North Pole, Greenland, and all surrounding areas, all the way down to at least northern part of South America, if not further in. He wants that as part of his kingdom. And I'm going to say kingdom because he's making moves to make himself be known as King Trump. So, you know, y'all might want to say no, but, you know, guys, I'm seeing this right now. So I also see that Trump and Putin, and even perhaps Xi in China, are working together or collaborating and taking control of the new world order and divided up between the 3 of them. And as it stands right now, I was talking to Anna about it, as far as like Australia and New Zealand and Indonesia and some of those areas, that will make up another small alliance. It might be even called the New Atlantis. Who knows? But yeah, guys, I see 3 alliances, maybe 4 alliances forming up. That's going to cover pretty much all of the world and sovereign country. England is over with, guys. UK is done. They're done lost. Russia's going to take it. China's already got most of Asia wrapped up and everything. And of course, we have the Middle East, which is Israel and Saudi Arabia. One other note, guys, I'm talking about Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry to break the chain, but I noticed this morning on the stock market and everything, reports that for the first time ever in the history of Saudi Arabia, they opened their markets up for foreign investments. And that's something right there to talk about. And I have reported before that Saudi Arabia is running low on oil reserves that we're getting out of the ground. In fact, we're starting to look at other people. That's a big thing about why we're going talking to Russia, and China's being left out in the cold unless we allow it. And that's why we're looking at Africa and Venezuela and South America. It's because of the oil reserves there. Saudi Arabia is running low on oil, so they opened up their markets to foreign investments. They did this 3 days after Maduro was taken, 2 days after, or day after that Trump said that he's going to start taking oil out of Venezuela. which means this is a threat to their sovereignty, their wealth, and their hold on the world oil market, which is one of the things that Trump wants to do. All right, that's about it, guys, right there. This big laydown right here, a bunch of stuff going on, but remember, y'all heard it first. And I've always been on target most of the times about what I say and tell you what's going on and how it turns out. And again, one more thing is, this, like Anna pointed out, this all turned away from turning people to the World Bank organization. The only ones really left is Iran, Venezuela, North Korea, and Cuba. And as we all know, Trump has already said that he's taken Cuba. Hope y'all have a groovy day. And as always, do something nice for somebody. It comes back to you real good as a good stroke in your karma. But also, it just isn't the right thing to do. Hope you have a groovy day. Later, taters.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.